Meanwhile, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson spoke out this weekend about the trial and any potential pardon Combs could receive from President Trump.
You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
You! What's going on, America and the rest of the world? Xander J. Hobson here, comedian, director and producer of boxing documentaries, and troll to those who need trolling. This here is another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Artist Movement. Folks, do me a favor, because I'm trying to grow the platform. Subscribe, like this video, share it, and by all means, leave a comment in the comment section, because I enjoy checking out the feedback from these videos that I make, as well as exchanging opinions and points of views with you all.
Now, here's what 50 posted on Instagram this weekend after those comments. Quote, Donald doesn't take well to disrespect and doesn't forget who chooses to go against him. While working tirelessly to make America great again, there is no room for distraction. He would consider pardoning anyone who was being mistreated, not Diddy. Combs said some really bad things about Trump. It's not okay. I'm going to reach out so he knows how I feel about this guy, end quote. Damn, you know you got an enemy there when the man want to go out of his way to contact the president, and clearly he has some kind of inroads where he can get to President Trump so President Trump can hear him. He's basically saying, yo, brother need to go down. Brother need to go down and stay down. That's what he's saying. So if Diddy didn't have enough problems, having 50 Cent on your ass is a problem.
So anyway, America and the rest of the world, I want to continue this conversation about black fatigue. Now, as a result of my previous videos, I actually learned the true definition of black fatigue, and the true definition of black fatigue, in accordance with what some of my viewers have told me, is black fatigue comes from black people saying that they are tired of having to work twice as hard as white people just to break even. So from what I'm told, that is the original definition of black fatigue. And hey, I can relate to that, because that is how I grew up. As a black man, you automatically understood that you had to work twice as hard as white folks in order to get where you're going. Now, if you know anything about literature and definitions, you'll know that one word has a bunch of different meanings. And my understanding of black fatigue was people were simply getting tired of the dysfunction that's being promoted by way of black culture being hip hop, social media, etc., etc. That's my understanding of black fatigue. Not to minimize the initial definition of it, but that's my understanding of black fatigue. And I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to give you my definition of black fatigue. My definition is, I'm sick of people like 50 Cent coming on these public and social media airways and promoting dysfunction amongst black people. Now, no doubt that Sean P. Diddy Combs is a scumbag, okay? Nobody's going to argue that. But what I have an issue with is 50 Cent saying that he's going to use his influence to undermine a possible pardon. Folks, in my opinion, what 50 Cent said, whether he's serious or not, that is the highest level of dysfunction, because it signals to all the other races, those Negroes cannot get along no matter what. Again, I just have to stand on my position when I always use the Jews as examples. You would never find a Jew that would publicly say he's going to ask the president not to pardon a fellow Jew. You would never find a Filipino who would publicly say he's going to ask the president not to pardon a fellow Filipino. And you would never find an Hispanic who would publicly say he's going to ask the president not to pardon a fellow Hispanic. But here it is in 2025. You got 50 Cent publicly saying that he's going to ask the president of the United States not to pardon another black man. And you know what? I have black fatigue as a result of Negroes who think like 50 Cent. People like 50 Cent, they were the blacks who was on the shores of Africa, selling out other Africans to the Europeans and to the Arabs. People like 50 Cent, they were the guys who was telling on the other slaves. And you know what? I had it up to here with that, and I'm sick of it. And as a result of it, this is what I had black fatigue about. Negroes like 50 Cent. Here's a man who espouses the street code. So wouldn't him trying to dissuade Donald Trump from pardoning Diddy, wouldn't that be akin to snitching? Now, it's my understanding that 50 Cent has been shot, he's been stabbed. And in order to maintain his street creds, I don't think 50 Cent snitched on the guy that stabbed him, and I don't think he snitched on the people that shot him 8 times. But you're telling me in 2025, 50, you're going to try to keep a man in jail? 50, what the hell is going on here? An explanation, if you don't mind, and a categorical one.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't say things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. He said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Knightley's wedding. He told me to take me shopping. What is he talking about? And that's going on. When people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Now, I understand that there was some bad blood between 50 Cent and Diddy, okay? And from my research, it seems to have stemmed from an incident where Diddy offered to take 50 Cent shopping. Now, the bad blood seems to be more on the part of 50 Cent than Diddy, because 50 Cent felt as though that P. Diddy was trying to seduce him. Now, I looked at an interview on the Breakfast Club, and Diddy assured Charlemagne and Envy that he wasn't trying to do nothing more than make 50 step up his wardrobe game.
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes.
Now, I don't know if Diddy was trying to seduce 50, but my position is this. There's a strong possibility that Diddy wasn't trying to seduce 50 Cent. He was trying to son him, saying, hey man, my pockets are way deeper than yours. Let me take you shopping. That's what I took from it.
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes.
Diddy was trying to downplay the whole thing. But at some point, you'll see that Diddy basically showed a level of contempt toward 50 Cent. Because when DJ Envy said they were basically the same, watch Diddy's expression when he said that to him.
You know he loves me.
I don't think he like you.
You know he loves me.
I don't think he like you.
Okay.
But why not? Y'all both passionate. Y'all both.
I don't know. Yo, check this out. I don't know.
Like
I
y'all
don't.
both the same.
No, we are not.
Okay.
We are not the same.
But I mean,
we are
as
not
far as
cut
the
from
way
the
you
same
guys work and
clothes.
work.
So there you go. From my perspective, I don't think it was more so seduction that was on Diddy's mind. I think he was just basically saying, hey man, my pockets is way deeper than yours. If 50 had that much of a problem with that, 50 could have just laid hands on Diddy. But then again, that might not have been such an easy thing to do, because 50 could be a bully. But like with most bullies, when they face with somebody formidable, they don't have the same energy as if it was somebody they think they could just run over top of. But when he was face to face with Diddy and he felt as though he was disrespected in a manner that called his manhood into question, I mean, if he felt that strongly about it, he could have just hit Diddy in his mouth and let the chips fall where they may. But from my perspective, this situation between Diddy and Puffy is way deeper than Diddy trying to sun 50 by offering to take him shopping.
Today we found out the real reason why 50 Cent ain't letting this Diddy beef go. Why they gonna be beefing for life. And the truth finally came out today in court after a bunch of denial and denying from everybody involved. I can see why 50 Cent would despise Diddy. Because, when you look at Diddy, you got to look at a man who had multiple male escorts, like, I'm releasing bodily fluid on your baby mama. But man, I would hate him too.
Amazing. All of this animosity that 50 Cent has with Diddy is over a woman. And now, because of a woman, 50 Cent is going to get up in front of the entire world and promote dissension in the ranks of black people. But 50 Cent is doing this not because Diddy is such a rotten guy, which he is. 50 Cent is doing this because Diddy got at him by way of a woman. And what it boils down to really is the chickens had come home to roost, because by way of his music, 50 Cent has promoted disrespect, he's promoted violence, he's promoted dysfunction, and he's basically getting back what he's profited from. And as a result of that, 50 Cent, in my opinion, he's an embarrassment to black people because he's promoting dysfunction and dissension in our ranks. And you know what? I have black fatigue behind this. And this is what black people like me are sick of, when people start talking about black fatigue, because people like 50 Cent and Diddy, they make us look bad. And as a result of that, black people like me have black fatigue about people like 50 Cent who go up here and promote dysfunction on the highest level imaginable. I can't imagine dysfunction being promoted any higher than a black man suggesting that he's going to tell the president of the United States not to pardon another black man. That is black dysfunction at the highest level. And guess what? I have black fatigue because of it. So this is what I was thinking about. I just felt the need to share how I feel with the world. And now that I've shared it, I'm done with it. Bam!